Just keep playing the next play. Just play the next play and see what happens. And they continue to do that. We made plays on offense, defense, and special teams. And at the end of the deal, we were up. And that's all that matters. Dadgum, I knew if our offense had the ball with whatever, we had a chance.
And everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows something about it. And I won't answer.
And you are better
Now who he gonna get and what he gonna do? Run up on me if you want to.
This is Cody Hawkins here with the Cattle Mills Fox Radio Network, brought to you by Hunt Custom Homes. Well, Coach got to 3-0. Big win against Waxahachie Live, 58-17 Friday night. Thomason again, 294 yards passing. I felt like the offense was real balanced because you also had 203 yards rushing.
It was really good.
Yeah.
You know, we got on them early. We got after it, scored twice to get up. Had to. They ran the ball and got down to the goal line the very first play, and then the defense held them. But we got going early. We wasted 2 possessions after we got up, 14-0, and that's one thing that we want to work on and concentrate on is whenever we build a lead early, just to let's go ahead and roll with that thing, and that's kind of been our bugaboo. But yes, very balanced attack, offensively. Throw it, run it. Offensive line felt like they played very good, and we took a step forward.
I noticed certain times the other night, just observation I had, it seemed like it was tempo all night long. Was that something y'all saw on film about the way because they had too many men on the field a few times, not enough guys. I noticed y'all were really running quick tempo.
Yes, but that's something that we wanted to work on as well. We haven't got into our really fast tempo stuff, and we just felt like it was a good spot because of maybe some personnel shifts, but really we needed to work on it as well.
You know, on the defensive side of the ball, you know, they kind of had some bend but don't break moments, like you mentioned, first play of the game. It's 1st and goal from the 5, and y'all held them on 4th down. How do you think that the back end of defense played, not allowing a completed pass through 3 quarters? I had never broadcast a game, and I kept saying that, like a quarterback had 0 completions.
Right, and I didn't realize it really until I was listening to y'all's broadcast. And so, I think we did some good things. And it was, you know, whenever you're playing a team with speed like that, and we've talked about it on air so many times, but it's a leverage issue. And our leverage was not there. And then the neatest thing, and we showed this the first play Saturday morning with our kids, is Hunter Carter was the weak safety on that play. So he was on the opposite side of the field. And whenever he's in that position, we tell him absolutely do not move until your container's threatened or you know where the ball is. So the ball was snapped and he stood there and did not move. And then it went to the other side, it crossed the line of scrimmage. So at that point he knows it's not a reverse, it's not a bootleg, it's going over there. And he opened his hips and took off and sprinted and caught the guy on the 10-yard line. If Hunter Carter did one thing that he wasn't coached, if he took a step up, if he took a step out, if he didn't come out of his break on full speed, they would have scored a touchdown on the play. And so that was really cool. And we gave him the big play of the game because he did it exactly like he coached. He was detail oriented and 100% hustle. And we talked to our kids that it's impossible for us to play a full game with 11 people playing at that. But that has to be our goal. We have to, that's our goal every single play, to execute and hustle just like that. And there's a really cool moment.
You know, 2 big guys on the defense that stuck out was, of course, Hayden Reef is playing just some of the best football I've seen him play going back to maybe mid last year. He is a ball hawk.
Right. He's done a good job. He reads and understands his assignment and what we call cloudy and clear. So he has a gap that he's responsible for, but there's at times a gap exchange with the lineman that he could take that gap and he's got to go to the clear, and he really understands that and sees that well. Our defensive coordinator, William Brown, coaches him, and so did a great job of just, you know, teaching him, and then he has a great instinct for the ball.
A new player that's kind of flashed this year, Barbarous, number 34, man, pressure all night. Could have had almost 4 sacks on the night if he could ever get there. Once he finally got there, caused a turnover. That's that's a wealth of riches. Some of the twos you have on this team.
He is a great kid, and even though he's a 2, we consider him a 1.
Yeah.
You know, he's a role guy, and so and I'll just tell a quick story. Is last year, whenever he was a freshman, he went scout team against Jacob Hall every play, and it was
Wow.
and it was hammer and tongue, and
Yeah.
Jacob did not take it easy on him, and it was over and over and over again, and I got onto Jacob for
Yeah.
he's a freshman, and it just over and Gavin never batted an eye. He got up, and that made him into a football player. You know, he obviously has some natural, but that toughness that he developed as a freshman going against Jacob Hall, play in, play out every day, every week, made him into a football player.
Oh, on the offensive side, saw a new face, McDaniel, number 10. He'd been banged up, finally got some play. Kind of working him in. How do you think he did Friday night, his first rattle out of the box?
It was neat to see. You know, he's very athletic, extremely athletic kid. Loves the game, plays hard. Got banged up a little bit early, and we're trying to get him in with some packages, some formations, and just letting him go. And I just predict that, you know, he will be another threat to our arsenal as we move forward.
Man, homecoming was the other night. You had a lot of fans stick around even after they crowned the homecoming queen. What was the home crowd like? Because it was electric. It was packed.
It was electric, and
Yeah.
it was packed. And, you know, I just, you know, we got ourselves rolling, and our kids played really good, and had one of our former players that was there came up and said, "Coach, it gets a little bit boring whenever we score that much," and I chewed his tail out, you know, because it's not an accident, and we need energy. We expect energy from our fans all night long. We
Yeah.
expect energy from our cheerleaders, our band, and our players all night long. It's what we do. It's the process from the first play to the last play. No matter what the score is, we got to go execute, and it's all of us together. It's all Caddo together every single play.
For about a minute in the fourth quarter, I'm surprised that hat's still with us as much as you threw it down for about a two-minute stand there.
So then, as I walk, you know, I was hoping that bald spot was going away, but as I take my hat off, it shines in the camera.
Just a little bit of getting some twos in, taking the foot off the gas. I saw you had a little family meeting down there about the 20.
Well, it's just like there's an expectation, and
Yeah.
that expectation is I don't care what it is, you know, whatever play is called, whatever defense is called, whatever we check to, the expectation is to execute. And I don't care if it's the 1s, the 2s, the 12s, our middle school, we turn it over 3 possessions in a row. That is a lack of focus. That's a lack of intensity. We have bad body language on the sidelines, and we're not doing that. So yes, we called timeout, and we politely asked them, hey, let's get back into this football game. We have a football game, and we can dance tomorrow night.
I noticed you had some special guests on the sidelines Friday night and post game.
It's absolutely, you know, some of our Gonzales football players came, and Coach McDonald's nephew that played for my brother in San Angelo was also there. They all play at Sagu, and one of their recruiting coordinators, who we know as well, was there. So, you know, and I don't care. You know, all of our coaches have been all over the state, but we create these relationships that we hope last forever. We tell them all the time, we don't want to be your girlfriend. Don't call us every day.
Yeah.
But it is cool and to hear from
There you
it,
go.
like just to see, you know, whenever we got to where they are, you know, the defensive back has said, hey, Coach Crane, we running rock and roll right here, or we make a call, and he's like, Coach, I don't know that one. Well, we added it after you left. You know, it just those things, those relationships. I'm not a big tweeter guy, but I did tweet out that, you know, that those relationships forged on Friday night, it will last a lifetime. And it's just a bond that we have with our kids that, you know, we love them and not afraid to tell them that, and they'll say it back to us, and it's a bond that will last forever.
Well, this Friday night, traveling up north, taking on the Aubrey Chaparrals, 4-0 as well. Win versus Terrell Friday night in Terrell, 27-14, 371 yards total offense. Held the Tigers just 135. Man, they like to run the football.
They
for
do.
Sure.
They do, and they're good at it.
Yeah.
They're big, they're physical, they run the wing tee, they're proud of it. They put their hands in the dirt, and they come off low, flat back, and try to just establish a whole culture in the game that they're the toughest. And so, you know, we pride ourselves in being able to stop that and stop the run, and they're a good football team. They practice too, and they're going to have some plays, but we want to be physical and we want to go set the tone defensively as well.
You know, have a lot of guys, the quarterback, of course, Brown and Colgove, hope I'm saying that right, but the one that sticks out on film is the fullback, number 40, Hill, 148 yards Friday night. I can't wait to see him and Jacob Hall lock horns there. That's going to be a matchup.
And he plays middle linebacker too,
Yeah.
so it might happen both ways. So, yes, absolutely. He is a big, strong, powerful
almost an all-stot type with the shoulder pads.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, whenever I grew up in this offense, we called it a fullback. We called it a C and out. So just the guy, he's going to get the tough carries, the tough yards, downhill, and go make plays. He's a good-looking kid and runs hard.
When you look at Aubrey's film from last year, of course, they came in here, y'all were both undefeated at the same time last year. A different team, different kids. I know they didn't graduate a whole lot, but was 40 on the roster last year? Or is this
yes,
okay.
didn't have quite the impact, that he's having last year. But yes, it's very similar. And we talk about a target on our back, and we have one on our back against Aubrey as well.
Yeah. On defensive side, linebackers, like you said, Hill's a two-way player. 58 also quick, and number 50 on the edge.
Right.
Offensive line is a strength of this team. You feel like we can match up well on the edge with these guys?
Well, we're going to have to.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we're going to have to. And somebody else that's a really good player for him is 53. He has a motor at defensive tackle. But, we've challenged our offensive and defensive fronts and they know what this game is going to be like. And it's going to be a great test for us as we move forward and get ready for district play.
Last thing on Aubrey, we talk about in college a lot, and I know we're both big fans. We talk about the infamous transfer portal. I feel like now it's the move-in portal here for high school football.
Right.
I know that when we played Gainesville, they said that Aubrey had a few kids move in that didn't Guyer.
Right.
Is that some of these kids that were
yes,
some newer
sir.
kids?
I think they've got a couple, and I haven't taken the time to go compare
like
the
you've had
rosters,
time,
but yes, I've heard through the grapevine, for whatever that matters, that that area is blowing up.
Oh, yeah. Prosper and Denton area,
Salina.
Sure. Melissa.
It's all blowing up. So, yes, I've heard they got a couple really good move-ins. So, yes, sir.
Last question. I know we have a bye week next week, the second, no game, getting ready for, of course, district over with Sunnyvale. With the whole district being on a bye, how does that change your Friday night as far as not being able to scout?
Hopefully my brother will be playing and get to watch him on some live stream maybe. If not, I'll maybe just go watch a game and be a fan, because there's nothing really we could do to prepare for our district. We might go look at a possible first-round playoff opponent, but that's so hard to determine whenever you haven't played any games. We don't get many evenings off during the fall, so we'll find something like I remember last year we had people playing.
Because I remember you had the patio set up.
And had the patio set up, so we might just find a game that we all want to come hang out with and just watch.
Cool, Coach. Let's go get a win against
Yes, sir. I
Aubrey.
appreciate you
No
guys.
problem. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.